So apparently, well, the headline says several business operators floating scandal ban. And it says several business operators in Falmouth appear to be floating the government's ban on single-use plastic bags, which are widely being used in the markets and supermarkets. On Sunday, I'm told that the Gleaner observed a Chinese supermarket operator in Falmouth conducting trade in defiance of the prohibition order. In fact, the bags being distributed made a mockery of the ban as they carried an inscription that reads in part, "I'm a reusable shopping bag. This bag is enough size for government regulations." But apparently when the bags were closely inspected, it was noticed that except for the inscription and a smiley face, it was the same outlawed bags which have been deemed an environmental nuisance. The Trelawney Chamber of Commerce president says, "I've heard that some supermarkets have them." And he adds that he believes it will take some time before the plastic bags disappear from the system completely. And he was asked whether or not the Trelawney Chamber of Commerce had taken any steps to get its members to desist from selling and distributing the bags. He says the matter had been discussed, and I quote, "We really haven't gone overboard, but we talked about it. I think everybody understands the importance of obeying the ban, because when we have a beach cleanup, they would have seen the amount of plastic that turns up."
Mr. Bell, let me tell you something. This country has no discipline. People within this country. The National Environment and Planning Agency, my people, whose mandate spans environmental protection, announced earlier this month that they are keen on enforcement and will be targeting offenders in central and western Jamaica. But I mean, it's all across Jamaica. I was at a shop yesterday and they offered me a scandal bag too. And I did say, no, thank you, it's okay. I felt uncomfortable taking the bag, even though I didn't want the bag. And so I think we as citizens have to also, in that situation, say, you know what, no, I'm not going to condone or promote the indiscipline or the illegal activity. And did you know that a Montego Bay businessman was given a maximum fine of $2 million or up to 2 years in prison after he was found with 600 boxes of the banned plastic bags? So when we start to enforce the law, I'm sure people will pull up their socks, stop, recognize what they're doing, all right, and change the way that they operate and do business. But let's protect our environment. Here it is, my people. A thief robbed a thief during a supermarket raid in South Africa recently. The gunman was snatching cash from a register while he pointed his weapon at two of the store's employees, right? So while he's doing that and bagging the cash, there's an image there, as you can see. That the man there in the black was crawling on the ground and picking up the cash, right? So two thieves, I don't know if he intended to be a thief. I don't know if he was working in partnership with the first thief, but two thieves robbed the people. One just become an immediate thief when him see the money him head take him, crawl on the ground, picking up the cash, and the camera did catch him for about 30 seconds. The CCTV footage is what you're seeing there, a snapshot of it. No one was injured during the robbery, and trauma counseling was provided for those involved, says the company, a supermarket company. Police are investigating and no arrest has been made. So we've taken you to South Africa. Everywhere you go, there's some crazy things going on. But the question is, who was the crawling thief? That's really the question.
All right.
How did you just become a thief? So is this an overnight thing? Or were you working with him? I want to hear the answer to that one. Right. But let's continue with the hot topics. This is crazy now.
Final one is a Russian airline pilot who lost his life after he suffered a heart attack, causing his flight to make an emergency landing. Aeroflot passenger plane had departed from Moscow and was on its way to Anapa, which is a Russian town, when the medical emergency occurred. Just after 10 o'clock in the morning, the second pilot reportedly fell sick and requested that the first pilot land the plane. Well, the co-pilot, believed to be around 49 years old, received medical attention. However, doctors were sadly unable to save the co-pilot, who died in the ambulance. And this says a preliminary cause of death was reportedly determined as a heart attack.
Thank God for the backup.
Well, good news is that they landed. Well, it's not good news that he lost his life, but good news is that it could have been much worse, couldn't it? So there you go.